Now that our illuminator for epifluorescence is turned on, we're directing light through the waveguide and into the epi-illuminator of the microscope. The light comes down through the body of the microscope, and it actually travels through a filter pack that's built into the body of the microscope. We have 4 filter packs in this microscope. The light travels through the filter pack and into the body of the microscope, and we can send that light to the specimen by pushing on the shutter button. And here you can now see that the light is illuminated on our specimen. We have 4 illumination methods for fluorescence microscopy on the Leica confocal microscope. The first one, as you see here, is for FITC. We also have filter packs for rhodamine, for DAPI, and for green fluorescent protein. To actuate the filter packs inside the microscope, you press the buttons on the front of the microscope which allow you to select one of the 4 filter packages. This button is for FITC, this button is for rhodamine, this button is for DAPI, and this button is for green fluorescent protein. Do not touch these 2 buttons on the front of the microscope, and only rarely will you actuate one of these buttons, which we will discuss at a later date. 4 important buttons are found on the left side of the instrument, just inside the focus knob. The 3rd button down allows you to actuate and toggle between the different filter cubes, just as you did on the front of the microscope. This is very convenient. If you're using 2 different fluorescent filter packages, you can toggle between them simply by pressing the 3rd button. The 1st button allows you to toggle between the different transmitted light illumination methods that you're using. For example, bright field, DIC, or polarized light. The 2nd button down allows you to go from transmitted light to fluorescence. And so you can toggle between your transmitted light method that you've selected and the fluorescent method that you've selected. So for example, if you're going from FITC back to bright field or DIC, with one simple button, you can toggle between those 2. Finally, the bottom button is very important because the bottom button allows you to switch between observation in the microscope and sending the image over to the computer. So when you push the bottom button, it sends the image to the computer for scan mode. You can also go from scan mode back to direct observation through the microscope by pushing that bottom button. On the right side of the instrument, just outside the focus knob, are 3 important buttons that have to do with setting the Z-axis up and down position. Please do not touch these buttons, as this has already been set by the technician. As indicated, by pushing the top button, you're toggling between the different illumination methods, transmitted light illumination in the microscope. And you can see this on the screen. The top line shows that I'm in transmitted light bright field. If I push the button, it switches to DIC. If I push the button, it switches to polarized light. And so by actuating the button and looking at the top screen, you can see what transmitted light illumination method you're using in the microscope. When I rotate a particular objective into view, I can see on the screen the objective that the microscope is detecting. So for example, now it's the 10x objective. If I rotate again, it shows the 20x objective. The screen also shows you if the 1x magnification changer is in place or if it's set to scan mode. Often when it's set to scan mode, the microscope, when you come back to visual observation, you must actuate the 1x magnification changer so that you can see the image in the field of view. We'll discuss that more later.